Hey, everybody. We're back.
Are you leaning close into your mic?
Yeah, I was just I'm facing the camera. Hey, everybody. It's me, Coury. Yeah. You may have gathered that we are going to be eating some Carolina Reaper beef jerky tonight. Thanks to our good friend Sean Quinn, who sent these over after we weren't heavily affected enough by the bomb, and he sent this over. This is like our slow ramp up to the last dab, I suppose.
I mean, who knows though? It's possible this could be worse than that.
It could be because
I really don't know what to expect. I mean, I think Carolina Reaper is supposed to be like the spiciest pepper if you just like eat the pepper, but like you would think they would try to make this at least like good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it in here.
Your video feed is like it's super pixelated. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I'm using my I saw someone say, "Oh, new angle," and it's not. It's just, you know, since we're doing the spicy food, Sandy, don't lick my milk. Yeah, I don't know why it's looking that way on Discord. I mean, I don't know if there's really anything I can do about it. I can go upstairs and pause my uploads. That's probably what's causing it. Hang on, let me do that.
While we wait, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. This is a world famous small batch jerky. So yeah, I accidentally set the activated for Twitch again after the magazine read through I did with Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we are sending to YouTube. How do I have to describe the smell? Well, here we go. Oh. Got a $2 donation from Aaron Welsh. Thank you. You need to speak like Catfish from Sewer Shark.
I don't know who that. I haven't played through Sewer Shark. Is that the guy who's like?
No. That's the floating robot.
Oh.
I mean, you see. I bet you could do a really good impression of him. What does he say when he sees he says something when he sees the radigators. I forgot what it is though. Look at the size of them.
When I play through Sewer Shark, I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, I guess pausing the syncing helped.
It did. Ooh, you know, it doesn't. It smells a little sweet. Yeah, $2 donation from.
You smelling it?
Yeah, I opened it. I think it smells pretty good. Got a $2 donation from Michael Boo.
Sandy is very curious, but Sandy, you would not like this.
Thank you, Michael. And it's a slippery slope, as we like to say. I bet it is good.
Okay, I have got a piece here. Oh, Sandy is trying to get up on
I'm gonna eat this piece.
I can't see what you got. I've got a piece here that's like
it's like
I don't know. This is oh my god! It's like a whole. It looks like a giant chicken leg or a turkey leg. It's like a flat turkey leg.
Oh man,
I'm
not gonna start with that one.
Probably like
I'm gonna break a piece off.
Like the size of like a $50 if a $50 was a square. Sandy, no, you would not.
You'd be taking her to the vet, emergency vet tonight if she had
we'd
these.
be going to the vet. You do not want this. It does come out of a package that looks like some of her treats. To be
I
sure.
see. Whew.
All right, we ready? Are we going to do a countdown or something?
We don't have to do a countdown. I mean, we could.
We should do a countdown.
All right. I'm just breaking a piece off. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready to go on 3?
We'll go on 3.
All right. 3.
Mm. It's fairly hot.
Yeah.
Fairly hot.
I feel like that's hotter than the bomb was. I mean, it's more immediately hot.
It's hot quicker. I don't know if it's hotter though.
Yes, it is. It is hot quicker.
Yeah. I feel.
By the way, that 3 countdown was the sewer shark reference.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I might eat a couple little pieces.
That probably smells real interesting, doesn't it, Sandy? She hasn't been this interested in a piece of food that I've been eating since I had that stuff that Jimmy Hoppa gave us in November. Those long Japanese gummies. She was super fascinated by that. I'm going in that piece.
Oh, we got another $2 from Michael Vu. Thank you. Saying excited for Trails of Cold Steel 4. I still have to finish 2 and 3. I started 2, but at the time I was not ready to commit to it because it's always like 80 hours probably. It is good.
Yeah. After you get past that initial heat, it's like you gotta feel like I can keep going at this.
You're just gonna eat that?
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Scoot diggity, I think that people like to see us eat hot things on here. It's surprisingly popular.
I ended up taking off a pretty big piece there. Woo!
It's good.
I feel it more in the back of my throat now than I was at first.
$2 from Jonathan G. Bravo, lad, conquered like men. I do have a paper towel here to take care of so I don't get any of this spice on my Super Nintendo controller. I'm a little shiny, I'd say. Ooh.
Nah.
I think it's a little bit more intense than the bomb. But I think it's a lot better tasting than the bomb.
I don't know. I think the bomb got me a lot harder than this did. But it's building for me though. I'm gonna get some more milk.
Whew. Yeah. Here come the woos. Woo! Just the off-camera woo from the other side of the room. It just got me from a distance.
This is the part where it makes me start feeling a little loopy.
The funniest part was like you're just like on the other side of the room and you're like from a distance you're like woo woo.
Yeah, I can't get the hiccups. If you remember last week, Ape Escape told me that my fortune would get worse with hiccups. Woo! Ah. Sandy, no ma'am. No. Woo! Ah!
Do we gotta eat the whole bag over this course of the stream?
I think you should, yeah.
That's a lot of beef jerky.
I mean, honestly, a serving is only 89 calories.
I bet you burn that off as you're eating it.
There's only 3 per container, so I mean, what the heck, just eat it. Whew.
I haven't had to resort to the milk yet.
Oh, we've learned that you're tougher than me. Even though I'm the one that apparently likes spicy food.
I'm just going to put this whole piece in my mouth right here. It's the whole thing.
So good, Sandy. So good.
I bet it can be, considered a diet food. Tonight we eating.
Sandy likes living vicariously through my foods.
If Sandy ate even like licked one of them, like you'd probably be taking her to the vet.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea like how bad that would be. I mean, she would just like not even understand what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, we got Retro Tech in the chat. What's the deal with those monitors you got in, like the D9s?
Ooh.
Are you repairing them for somebody? Oh, D24. 3 D24s. Are you repairing them, or did you buy them someplace? That piece was a lot hotter. That is 8. Dang. Local to you, or did you have to go and pick them up someplace far away?
What kind of monitors were they again?
The D24, which are like those are like the.
Are those the old black?
Those are like the BVM. That's the BVM that Phone Dork has. The widescreen one.
Okay. Oh man, on this piece I can see like the pepper flakes.
Dang, 3 of those. Do they need a lot of repair? They looked like they were in pretty good condition from your photos.
Ooh.
I am drinking some milk out of my vintage 1983 Return of the Jedi McDonald's or Burger King glass. I got this. This is from my childhood.
Well, I feel I'm done.
Drinking milk by itself? I mean, normally I don't. I don't even drink like regular milk ever. This is I'm drinking my kids' whole milk. Yeah, a $2 donation from Chris saying, "Greetings, I'm watching this on my brand new 4K TV. Congratulations." I saw that you ordered that in the Discord there. It's whole milk. It's my kids. My kids drink whole milk. I usually have almond milk. But if I'm just gonna be drinking it straight up, I just treating myself, because I feel like whole milk to me is like a dessert almost. All right. So should I get over and start on the game? And I
was going to save some of that to eat over the course of the stream, but I mean, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, $2 donation from Mitch B saying $2 for the background woos. All right.
Sadie, let me wash my hands before I toss your toys around. Yeah, I'll wash my hands. Hang on a second.
A video about the new Game Boy screen mods. I could see us doing something like that at some point in the future. It's not something that we've considered yet, though. All right. I like being able to hold down the Y button, just letting it go to throw. I tried it out a little bit earlier. This is on a one-chip system through the OSSC. If Steve, since you're still here, I do want to ask you. I mean, I'm probably out of luck, and it's almost invisible. I only recently noticed it. So my 20 L5 has a tiny little chip taken out of the screen in the very center. It's almost impossible to see unless once you see it, you can't unsee it. I heard something a while ago about like toothpaste working, but I don't think it actually does. Yeah, I don't know if it happened when I was moving it, when I moved, or what. But it's just like a tiny little chip in the glass. It's like basically in the center of the screen.
There's a spot I've been noticing in mine lately, but you only like if you move your head like a millimeter, then like you can't see it anymore. And like I don't know if it's like a chip or it's like the size of a speck of dust. It doesn't seem like it cleans up. But I haven't really tried.
Let me move.
I haven't tried that hard
chat over here.
Ooh-wee. That was spicy, Sandy. That was spicy.
Spice.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't think this one has the layer on it already. Still though, I think it's already been taken off.
I think mine does too.
Well, it's not a nick in the corner. It's like a nick in the center of the screen.
I can't get this to load it. Very good quality. Oh, there it goes. Whoo! You don't seem to react to it at all.
Well, I mean, is there any gameplay difference between Mickey and Minnie? Do they have different outfits, or I mean, different characters?
They earn the same suits, but I think they're completely equivalent.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why he's lagging. I might be. I don't know why it is.
All of a sudden, it just hit the back of my throat. I don't know. I think my internet's been funny lately.
Let's see how it goes.
I forget. Did the first Magical Quest have the different suits?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because I know this game and of course the Japanese exclusive third have it.
Yeah, it's one of the things I liked about the first one is it had the one suit that was basically like Bionic Commando.
Yeah. I forget what the suits in this one are. I think there's there's the first one you get is a firefighter, and I think there's like a tree climbing one that took me a little while to really figure out the mechanics. You might want to look up like a manual or a guide or something.
Do you hear game audio now?
Huh?
I'm asking people if they hear game audio now. They should. It's sending it through.
See, this is why I don't trust running stuff through the mixer anymore. Because it just seems like the levels that you would.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not sending it through the mixer anymore.
Oh, you're mixing in OBS now?
Well, just the game audio. I switched it around a little bit.
It's happened to me before where for some reason there was just no game audio, and the only thing that, even though there were levels, and I couldn't get it to come back without just.
I mean, it is showing levels. Yeah, it's showing levels. You couldn't get it to come back without restarting it?
I've had before where I just had to either stop and start the stream or even restart OBS.
Okay, well if it comes down, I can switch over and just do game audio through the mixer then for right now. Now you should hear game audio. Let me know if it's too loud.
Yeah, Magical Quest 3 did get a GBA port that was released in North America. But I played the Super Famicom version. So the only game in this series you've played at all
is the first one.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, this game got a Genesis port. But only
this one though.
Yeah. How do we handle editing Bob D'Airlace video? I mean, if that's how you've recorded it, we just edit it as is. But you know, as we were talking about on the stream last week, we've kind of come up with a new way of D'Airlacing before the FrameMeister, and with the DVDO iScan Pro, and that's working pretty nicely.
But it's
I have tried to like figure out if there was a way I could like do some sort of filters or something to make the Bob D'Airlacing more appealing in a recording, and I couldn't figure out a way to do it. But in theory, it should be possible to like come up with some sort of script, because like all the picture information is there, you know?
Right. Whoa, jeez. Got hit by the monkey.
One of the game said, "Who is Bob and why does he de-interlace so well?" And Eric said, "Bob sucks at de-interlacing. That's his problem." He's very fast at de-interlacing, though. You know, he's the fastest de-interlacer. Did you notice if any of your jerky had like you could see the little like pepper seeds actually on the jerky?
Oh. I didn't. There's a donation coming up that's Streamlabs from Jonathan Hinson, $2.
From Jonathan Hinson. Finally received the Blister and OEM controller adapters this week, and dang, it's awesome. Being able to use real Saturn SNES controllers is everything. LLAPI is real. Also, PC Engine CD Mr. Core released. I think that's all stuff you're a little more up to date on than I am.
Mm-hmm. I updated the core this morning and got a chance to mess around with it. It's pretty good, but there's a lot of stuff I haven't had a chance to try yet with that. Can this really do anything? It just... It just turns them into coins. If Try's kind of quiet, I can turn him up too.
I can also move my mic slightly closer. I had it a little bit further away so as to not get in the way of my jerky eating. Come up here, Steve. You need to come up here.
There is no update from Badass Consoles as far as I know. I was actually I just actually checked his YouTube page 2 days ago to see if there had been any updates or anything on there. But it just seems as though it's just a lot of angry comments at this point. Oh, I guess that's not where I'm supposed to go.
This game has drop-in, drop-out multiplayer.
Oh, interesting. Oh, shoot. I forgot what the coins are actually for.
It looks like you can pet the dog on this gaming live stream. I can pet the dog.
Ooh, I got the extra heart. I wonder if you keep that heart all the way through the game.
Thimble is asking, you guys probably get this question a lot, but what's your guys' favorite Super Nintendo game? I don't know. We don't get that question specifically that much. I feel like that's something that I could get close to narrowing it down.
Yeah, I mean... I want to say that Chrono Trigger might be my favorite.
Probably between, like, I don't know, I'm probably, oh gosh. Nah, I mean, I guess A Link to the Past is...
Yeah, Link to the Past is pretty high up there for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a contender. Like, I guess top 3 would probably be Link to the Past, Donkey Kong Country 2, and Chrono Trigger, probably. But I don't know, like Final Fantasy 6 and Chrono Trigger, like those are, honestly, it's pretty hard for me to pick between one or the other of that as well. Oh, and Kirby Superstar, that's up there too.
Oh, does this MLiG back?
Huh?
Is there unlimited continues in this?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Isn't there a password system?
There is a password system, yeah. Oh, come
yeah,
on.
I'm sure there's infinite continues. Reproduction cartridges, I don't have a problem with. I prefer them to not harvest parts from other cartridges, and as long as they're not like trying to pass themselves off as something real, I think that's totally fine. They don't really interest me personally, but you know, I totally understand the desire for them. Oh, we got $10 from Craig Wan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I should be rehearsing a routine for my virtual Zumba class, but here I am. I know the RGB masterclass is long done. Oh, that's not true.
No, definitely not.
But were there originally plans to make an episode about the Dreamcast? That is not the case at all. That is not the case at all. I mean, I know it seems like we're never going to get to it, but that is not the case at all. It's so hard with Analog Frontiers still trying to get that done. It's just so hard to take the time that we really need, like, for both of us to really wholeheartedly tackle one of those episodes. I mean, they're intimidating. You know, they take a lot of effort, and Dreamcast, like, I don't know to what extent, like, the pandemic might have delayed the HD Retrovision Dreamcast cables, but we've been saying that once those are out, that's like when we want to do the Dreamcast episode, because I can't really think of much of anything else that would really feel missing from the episode once that's out. But everyone's known for years that those are in the works, so that's an obvious solution that it would feel missing if it wasn't there. But also, I want to do Wii. You know, we get a lot of questions about Xbox. We want to do Xbox.
You talking about that Wii?
Yeah, we'll talk about that Wii.
So I made some Google Docs today of videos that I feel are long requested videos that need to happen, like as a priority.
Mm-hmm.
Like I made script documents for them specifically.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna really just focus on getting specific, like getting those out specifically.
Well, what were some of them?
Well, Dreamcast RGB was one of them. There was the second save file video. There was
Which you're considering making your next.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I'm taking a stance going forward. I don't know if you remember me saying this. I'm taking a stance of like where I'm not going to share what the next episode is going to be.
Oh,
like publicly until it's like either almost done or whatever. But like there is that. There is Super Guns. And I mean there was like I think there was like 8 documents. I'm going to edit that and make a mini doc on the Electronic Gaming Monthly footage that we shot 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there's many things that need our priority for me to get done, and it's weird because I was thinking about it and like just so much stuff that should have been done a long time ago, and I'm not quite sure why we've like put it off as much as we had. I saw a $5 donation.
Yeah. I was waiting until you were done, but it scrolled up now. $5 from Gamerboy GU82.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Say my bank account hates you guys for showing me the glory of RGB and PVM monitors, but I think it's worth it. It is. It is. It really is. Well, thank you.
You know what's kind of funny is this, the way he climbs up the walls. This is like almost like an homage to Strider in a way.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could pick up the enemies though.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do a Woozle DS consolizer.
Exactly. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that needs to happen, but I mean, I'm just thinking about a lot of these things that should have already happened a long time ago, and I think it's important that we get that stuff done because there's gonna be a lot of other cool things that need to happen. We're gonna that we're gonna want to do, and I don't want to miss out on this stuff.
And of course, when the RGB series is, I know a lot of people think of the, the 200 series when they think of the RGB series, and that's definitely the flagship sub-series. But there was another $1 from Jonathan Henson. Saying if there was a Mount Rushmore for the retro gaming communities, who's on the short list?
I mean, I don't know if I could come up with that like off the top of my head.
I mean, I feel like Bob, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel like so few people would even know about all this stuff without him.
Right. I mean, it doesn't just have to be content creators. It can be just like people who make and contribute stuff, or are you thinking more content creators?
Well, I mean, like Marcus for the OSSC for sure.
Right. Jeez. I think. Yeah, this music does have pretty good music.
I don't remember the music specifically, but I mean, it's Capcom, usually pretty good.
Yeah.
And Capcom Disney, usually good all around. Not so sure about Mickey Mousecapade though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'd put Frank on there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd have to really.
Artemio.
Yeah. I mean,
basically everyone we've interviewed for Analog Frontiers.
Yeah.
Deserves to be on it. And there's like, you know, twice as many people that deserve to have been interviewed as it was. That just didn't pan out.
I need to start going a little bit slower here.
Timble Thimble is asking if Castle of Illusion is still the best Mickey game in your opinion, Coury.
Yes.
And what is my opinion?
I don't know. What is your opinion of Castle of Illusion, or just in general?
Like, is Castle of Illusion still your favorite Mickey game?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is still my favorite. Yes.
You know, to be honest, I might be inclined to agree with that. You know, even though the Nintendo fanboy in me wants to say, you know, the Super Nintendo games, but Castle of Illusion is really good. It's super good. These games are very good too. These games are better than World of Illusion, for sure, I would say. I mean, Kingdom Hearts, you don't exactly play as Mickey, but I get what you're saying. I mean, Mickey Universe games, those are definitely contenders. Even though I'm pretty distant on the series at this point, I still haven't even played 3. But I certainly enjoyed them when I played them up to this point.
I mean, it feels a little more forgiving than the first one.
This game is, you think?
Yeah.
Did the first game let you respawn where you died?
I don't think so.
When you like immediately?
So every time I die, I gotta have a piece of beef jerky. How about, or have a bite of beef jerky?
I'm feeling pretty full now.
I'm gonna have to fill up my milk though, or my water.
Whew. Yeah, I'm with you, Sean Quinn. Like, I've found a lot of Mickey video games to be appealing, but like Mickey as a character, I've never watched a lot. I mean, I liked like the Mickey version of like A Christmas Carol and stuff like that, but I always liked the duck of like the main Disney universe. The duck characters are definitely where it's at.
What's really funny is when we are. I mean, you probably noticed it. Is like how the sound of Donald Duck is now like it's like the sound that any duck character that speaks has to make. Does that make sense? I mean, when you think about Charles and Mana, there's those duck enemies.
Oh yeah,
they sound like Donald Duck.
They do.
We recorded I guess we should talk about like how the minis are changing names.
Oh yeah. So after we released this week's mini, which like
it should not have been called a mini.
It should not have been called a mini. But again, we didn't have another name. And that episode, I'm curious what percentage of people even watching this stream saw it. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's a spoiler-filled video, so it's not exactly something everyone is going to want to watch. But it is not done very well, which is okay. I mean, we did it.
It's like done exceedingly poor for our like normal view numbers.
I'm not expecting to do amazing or anything, but it did worse than I thought it would.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the way modern gaming goes. If you are not like,
and it is a subject that is oversaturated.
Yeah, if you're not up to the second, then it's irrelevant, and even then, like no one may care. But no, we decided going forward, and I was even working on a new version of the opening today. I didn't finish it yet, but I was working on it. We're going to call them MLiG Ad-Lib.
Yes.
Which mostly just because it's fun to say.
Yeah, but it's more appropriate to what it is, and I think that anybody who sees that name and is interested in the subject will know more what they're getting into. Versus,
right. And that way we don't have to feel like, oh, we actually need to at least try to make them short, which we never do. We got. Oh, hey, we got. I think I missed 2 donations. One from For the Love of the Game, saying thank you for talking about the pacing in original Final Fantasy VII. And thank you for saying so. I think there were a couple of comments, saying thank you for talking about how good these aspects of the original are, and some people watched that mini and thought like, oh, you guys' opinion was straight on, or there are a lot of people who are like, oh, you're being too nitpicky. And I don't think people should walk away from the conversation thinking we didn't like it. Like, we liked it overall. Right. There were definitely things we had issues with. But I think one of the best things about Remake is that it highlights areas of the original that, like, maybe I didn't particularly appreciate until I played the remake. And the pacing of the original is it's so snappy. It's so good. It really is. And so I feel like, I mean, Final Fantasy VII I already held in very high regard. Probably my second favorite in the series after 6. And I now definitely have an even greater appreciation for it. It's a great game. It really is. And I kind of want to finish the replay that I did, that started just for preparing for recording that mini, playing through the Midgar section. I'd definitely like to continue it.
Jeez.
It's been probably a decade since I last replayed it. We got $9.99 from Brooks.
Thank you.
Thank
Brooks.
you.
I love that name.
Brooks. It says my brother's job was junking all their CRTs, and he saved me a 27-inch Sharp with S-Video and component. It's the first time I've played on a CRT in 10 years. I've been hooking up all my systems. I love scan lines. Man, his job was junking CRTs? I mean, it's like he's like the grunts working for the bad guy in a movie. I mean, that sounds like a horrible job. Have you ever seen, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was called, but I thought of it again this week. There was this this video that Drum and I watched that he had heard about. It's on YouTube. This Christmas video it's an old YouTube video, and it's like Christmas from the perspective of the Christmas trees, and like these.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they come in. They're just the humans just have this like exaggerated, over the top, like angry, malicious tone, and they're just going as they're like chopping down the trees and stuff. And I sort of imagine that like from the CRT perspective, you know, just junking these CRTs. It's horrible. Yeah, who was it that said? Gosh, who was it that said this? I think it was during one of our interviews. What was it? Oh yeah, I am frozen and looking menacing right now. look at how menacing I look on that frozen screen.
I don't know why it's doing that.
For a raccoon scene. Oh, there I go again.
I hope I'm doing this right. Alright, good, I got him.
Oh, you know what? It was Steve. Which, by the way, Steve, if you're still in the chat, when we did that interview, I forgot to hit record on the audio recorder. So if you're wondering when that video turns up, why there's no, why your interview is in it, don't assume that you did a bad job. It was my fault. I mean, it was a very last minute thing. We were just like, hey, let's do this. Like we weren't even planning on it. You know, so I was kind of hurrying, and it's hard. I've done that several times before. It's when you're shooting by yourself, it's hard to remember stuff like that. But when I was talking to Steve, you know, he was saying that, you know, the greenest thing to do is to keep CRTs in service. Yeah. Because disposing of them, like, is this whole thing that, like, I don't even know if there really is, like, a good means of actually disposing. Chris, I'll try. I can't even remember what that Christmas tree video was called, but I think I can search some of my Discord history and find it. Remind me to link that in Discord. I can't remember what it was called. But thank you, Chris. And we did record our MLiG ad lib
Trials of Mana.
For Trials of Mana, although I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the next video we release, or if we're going to sit on for a while, because I don't know if it'd be good to release 2 of those in a row. I don't know if it matters, but that was a fun game to talk about. I mean,
yeah, it'll be much shorter.
Yes.
Ooh, look at
I mean,
this.
the raw conversation was still over an hour, but the raw conversation for Final Fantasy VII was over 2 hours.
Right.
A woof. A woof to you. Oh, did you bring back the raccoon? You want to throw the raccoon again? Ready? Yeah, I mean, the remake was good. I mean, I'll go ahead and spoil that much of it. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but the remake of Trials of Mana is good. And, you know, I don't think we ever actually explicitly said during our conversation, so I'll say it now.
Ooh, look at this. We got a store.
Huh?
There's a store. That's cool.
Yeah,
you can upgrade.
I guess you don't get a ton of those. I don't remember being able to buy a whole lot of stuff, really.
Yeah.
But I don't think we actually said this during our Trials of Mana conversation, so I'll just say, like, I definitely think it's a better game than the original.
Yes. Considering that's like, I'm surprised we didn't say that, but it's true. It is a better game than the original. And it is. If you haven't played the original, and you're thinking, "Oh, I should play the original before I play this," no, just play this one, and I think that you'll be happier.
I mean, the original is good, but flawed.
Yes. I mean, it is.
It has its rough spots, though. Some rough edges.
Yeah, well, it is nowhere near as fluid or just fun to play.
The menus are super janky in the original.
Yes.
We got $7.77 from Seven Kurgan.
Yep.
You know it. Thank you. Who wanted to comment on FF7? Wanted to say really enjoyed the FF7 remake mini. Also, they cannot keep it. Also, Coury saying they can't keep it in their pants long enough. Very true. It was a bit too thirsty, but we know why. For full context, Coury said he was annoyed that, like, Sephiroth was, like, shown so early in the game. And he's like, it's just like they couldn't keep Sephiroth in their pants long enough.
Well, they had the.
I just died laughing. I thought it was fine having Sephiroth in the beginning, but, like, I definitely, as the game went on, came around more to your perspective on that, because especially when I went back and replayed the original and saw that really they treat Sephiroth like a horror monster or a horror villain,
right?
Where it's very much,
I guess I took
the aftermath, but don't show.
Freg Taster is saying exactly right though. Say when we talked about I feel like the menus in the original Trials of Mana were not optimized for the SNES hardware.
No, I was kind of thinking about, like, what are they doing? Because, like, the original menus, they Sandy, the raccoon's too far away. You're gonna make me stand up to get it? You gotta bring it over to me. This is Sandy's raccoon, by the way. It's great. It's a ball inside. I feel like they're doing something in the original Trials of Mana, like it's almost like they're rendering a background, and then like that's how they make it scroll in the menus. Like rather than using sprites for like the individual text and icons and stuff, like it's just whatever they've done is not wholesome. Chris says, really? I thought the raccoon just got a pee balloon. It's true. He makes me think of Terran from Link's Awakening when he turns into the raccoon.
Oh no.
Can Mickey drown?
I don't know. I don't have any
But
there doesn't seem to be any air meter, so
he looks very worried though.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you be?
It's too.
Like I'm not claustrophobic about stuff, but the idea of being like in water inside of a cave is pretty scary. The idea of it.
Oh yeah.
You ever see The Descent? Like I never thought I was claustrophobic until I saw that movie. Like I never thought I was like could be claustrophobic about anything until I saw that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like
when she gets stuck in that little tunnel. Oof.
The idea of spelunking is not appealing to me in the slightest. Like I went to Carlsbad Caverns and just like went through like the big caves where they've got the nice tourist paths for it. But like, you know, going into the deeper caves where they have like real spelunking and stuff there, like no. Like no way.
The Abyss doesn't bother me.
Huh?
The Abyss didn't bother me.
Which one is that? I can't remember.
That's the James Cameron underwater.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
So I assume that I have all the different outfits.
I want to say there's only 3.
The vacuum one seems worthless.
Did you guys know there are YouTube channels dedicated to people spelunking through tight caves and underwater and with GoPros?
That does not sound like.
I mean, I'm not surprised. That does sound like a thing. I mean, there's a lot of people into that, but there is no appeal in that to me. I mean, caves are cool, but like it just feels like something you could so easily get trapped in.
I thought this whole game was going to have a circus theme to it, but it hasn't had any circus theme beyond the first level.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's probably the American executives like saw the first level and are like, oh, okay, let's call it the Great Circus Mystery. You know?
Yeah.
Because I think it's just called, isn't it just Magical Quest 2 in Japan?
I guess that would make sense. I mean, it doesn't have Magical Quest in its name here.
I mean, I don't know exactly what the Japanese title is, but...
I was talking about the movie, The Descent.
What about The Descent?
It just the cave, the part where she's like climbing through the little, just through the little opening. and she gets stuck there for a little bit.
Like right at the beginning, right?
It's towards the start of the movie, yeah. It's before the twist happens.
Right. Did you ever see The Descent 2?
I didn't, but I mean, I've heard that it's not bad, but I have no idea how they could make a sequel to it. But
It's like it. I mean, the most interesting thing about it, I don't remember it being particularly good or bad, but like it takes place immediately after the first, which I think is the most interesting thing about it.
Did it take place right after?
But it was, yeah.
Does it have
It
like
was
any of the
decent.
characters from the first one in it?
Well, the main lady.
Does she like go back in?
There's at least one or two other characters that return. But it takes place immediately after.
That's interesting, though.
Like, it even adds like at least one plot twist to the first. It's worth watching.
Oh.
Oh, we think about PC hardware advancing super fast in the past few years. Current consumer Ryzen competes with first-gen Threadripper. I mean, I haven't really thought about it a whole lot. I mean, you know, I certainly am not as informed as like the Digital Foundry guys in terms of like, oh, you know, this has this many threads and megahertz and cores and all that. Like, I don't really know. Like,
the only time
I don't pay that much to PC hardware until I'm in the market for building a new.
Exactly. I mean, that's very true for me as well. I mean, that is really the only time I pay super close attention is when I know that it's time for me to upgrade.
Right. So I bought pretty basic Ryzen. I can't remember exactly which one for my computer that I'm actually using now, which is, it's not my editing computer, but it's my it's kind of my encoding computer for downstairs, so I can capture all my HDMI stuff, which is not my editing computer. And so I very much made it as a budget PC. But see, I have a first gen Threadripper in my editing PC, so it really makes you wonder. You're like, oh, I wonder what an upgrade would do for it.
Right.
But I invested a lot of money into that computer, so I mean, it runs into problems in some projects, but for the most part, still meeting my needs, I'd say. Oh, you've got virtually the same computer.
Right.
JD Chambers is asking rarest, most expensive game that each of us owns.
Probably definitely Snatcher for me.
Yeah. Unless
There's
something I have became more expensive than I realized. Certainly the most money I've spent on a game was Shantae on Game Boy Color, but I bought it card only.
I feel like there was something I recently heard about that I had that was actually like worth a bunch. Like one thing I was surprised that I have that's like worth money is Godzilla for the PS4.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Gravity Rush Remastered got expensive too. I mean, I pre-ordered that. I mean, I never would have dreamed that would have got expensive.
Yeah.
I was pre-ordering the PS4 version of E's Memories of Celceta the other day. And on Best Buy, it said it was only available for shipping, not for in-store pickup, which kind of makes me wonder if like distribution is going to be super limited for that game.
I bet you there's not a lot of excitement for it.
No, I'm sure there's not, but it might become rare, you know? I mean, didn't the physical version of Ys 8 become kind of rare? I mean, that's a different publisher, but still.
The PS4 version is, yeah. I'm going to fill up my drinks. I'll be right back.
I was going to say I'll go to the bathroom, but I probably should stay here and talk to the chat. I mean, I did drink 3 tall glasses of milk. Didn't come back to bite me last time I ate the spicy sauce. Rare games we've owned but didn't enjoy. I mean, there's certainly a lot out there. I mean, I try to be very careful about what I buy. I don't buy something just out of purely for the sake of collecting it. You know, I always buy games that I'm comfortable beating on. You know, it's on my backlog now, and I want to beat it. You know, I try to make my collection something that I want to beat. Let me think if I bought something that was rare and then didn't really like it. It's hard to think of anything. I mean, I'm pretty careful in general. I've certainly bought games that have bored me, but probably nothing too crazy. A lot of times when I bought some of those expensive games, they were games that I'd actually already beaten, like on Virtual Console, like with Shantae, Rondo of Blood, Streets of Rage 3, which I got bare knuckle 3. You know, I already knew I liked them. Monster World 4. I have not bought like a lot of super crazy over $100 games. I tend to be pretty conservative with that. Any interest in collecting development hardware? I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, but it's not anything I would actively seek out or be willing to pay the going price for. Klonoa in the controllers episode, Coury actually has a copy that he had since like 2002 or 2003 that you got for like $10, right?
What?
Klonoa.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got it. It was new. It was like, yeah.
And my Klonoa is the Japanese version, which is very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it was as expensive as it is. That's really expensive now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But yeah, I got that like a long time ago. I have not tried out DaVinci. I have thought about it many times because it is like free to try. But I mean, it's just not worth like upending my workflow right now.
I know. I mean, both of us would have to learn a new thing.
Yeah.
It would. I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard people using it like even for specific effects or specific encoding or color correction or something.
Yeah. Well, Resolve is like best for color correction.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're looking to like teach yourself and like not break the bank and trying to learn stuff, I think that's a super good reason to try it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, let's be honest. Like, everyone who video edits today learned to video edit on a pirated Adobe Premiere.
That's not.
Like,
I would not say that is true.
Pretty much, almost literally everyone.
At
least our age.
This guy's a little tough.
But luckily, because I got the Creative Cloud when I still worked at a college,
jeez.
You know, I'm locked into the education pricing, you know, forever, I guess. So I do get a discount in that regard.
He's pretty tough.
I definitely sympathize with the people that don't like the Adobe subscription format, but for people who are using it professionally, like, it is worth it to like always have the updates.
Yeah.
You know, you're never going to be outdated. It's definitely worth it, but I can understand that it's very difficult to get in on the ground level.
Yeah.
We got $2 from Chris saying, "Excuse me, I'm a good boy who paid for my Premiere." I mean, I did pretty early. I mean, I bought at least one edition when I was in college, then another pretty early after graduating, and then when Creative Cloud came along, you know, now I locked into my education price on that. So, you know, I did early on, but like the very first time I ever used Premiere was definitely not.
Am I getting hit because I'm not getting enough? Do I need to refill my air? So maybe you can't breathe under.
Your air?
I don't know. There's no way to tell.
Is it that bubble that's like above some of the block?
That's all I can think of, is that is where it's coming from. I got a 1-up. 1-up. Can you keep on going? Maybe keep on going in there.
With a mini icon.
No, you just get apples.
Is apple like the most generic video game food?
Probably.
Like, it's used as like a health item for characters who like aren't even like all about apples.
Well, everyone should
like
feel good about eating apples.
I guess it's a very easy to represent visually food.
Yeah.
He just looks so concerned when he's in the water.
I definitely do not feel this game is nearly as good as the first one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're all pretty solid.
Yeah.
I don't particularly have a strong opinion on an order to them. I thought they were all good. Nothing that changed my life or anything, but they're all good.
Man, the boss. Yeah, oh, look at this. shoot them. I bet I have to use the vacuum. Is the vacuum actually going to be good for something? Oh, he doesn't like the vacuum. Or maybe not. Yeah, this music right here sounds exactly like Breath of Fire. I don't know how to get him. How do I hit him? Hurt him? I thought I could use a vacuum. It made the most sense, but it... Oh, okay. I gotta keep on. I just gotta hold down the button. Stay away from me. I can't let him get big again. I like that it like spits out like this. Like poops out this little battery. This is definitely not considered the best 2D Mickey game. I mean, is there any Mickey games, any 3D Mickey games that are considered to be very good? I mean, that aren't 2D playing. He's gotta be almost dead here. Where'd you go, Try? Oh.
Huh?
I didn't even know you.
In the bathroom. I thought I said so.
Oh. There's the Epic Mickey on the. Was it for the 3DS that came out? That is a kind of a spiritual sequel to Castle of Illusion.
Oh yeah, I think it was done by the people that did Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure, which is one of my favorite DS games that no one plays. I've never really played an Epic Mickey game.
Me either.
I mean, I think I played a demo of one of them.
Come on.
I remember being interested, but just never bought any of them.
Come on. Don't get. Come on. Please don't get bigger again. He got bigger.
Any recommendations for a decent S video cable for the Dreamcast? I don't know of any specifically.
Gosh,
I'm not even sure if I have one, to be honest.
Finally. Stupid guy. This is the last piece of jerky I'm eating. I'm just gonna finish this hunk. Honestly, I might be in trouble tomorrow. Oh, is this gonna be a last level? the Baron's Castle. Old Baron Pete.
Man, I played several months ago on the back stream. I played Magical Tetris Challenge on N64, which is, you know, it is part of this Magical Quest series. It's got a very similar sprite style and everything. And that game is wacky. Like, there's the standard Tetris mode that's pretty normal.
Well, that was just like
But then
a quick game over right there.
Wow. But then there's magical Tetris mode in it, which, like, the blocks that it asks you, like, I never really figured out, like, what triggers these phases of you're just dropping regular Tetris blocks, you know, four pieces in an arrangement. But then there's the magical Tetris, and then you go into this mode where
the hitbox is so small that
it'll start dropping these just like absolutely increasingly wacky pieces, and I just couldn't help but just laugh. Some of the stuff they were asking you to find a place for, I mean, it was pretty wacky.
Jeez.
Puzzle Fighter's fun. I got that and played through the.
How do I do with these?
Arcade mode a few months ago. That was a lot of fun. I have not played through the much of Pokemon Puzzle League, but that's mostly just because I've played a lot of Tetris Attack. But I do want to play through Pokemon Puzzle League just for the sake of it someday.
It's like, it's pointless. The only way you can get anything out of the shop is if you never use continue, which I understand.
Eric Kelly, is Castlevania Puzzle of the Night a real game, or are you just making that up? If it's not a real game, it should be.
Or is that like the...
Is that like a mobile game?
Puzzle of the Night?
Pretty sure it's real.
Oh, we gotta do boss rush, right? Of course we gotta do boss rush.
It's Capcom. Stephen Saucier in the chat is saying when you vacuum enemies, they turn into coins.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, the game otherwise doesn't really give you a lot of money. Puzzle of the Night is for iOS.
Hmm. That's where I just went into.
Boss rushes are bad? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can't think of any time I was like, oh yeah, boss rush. It's just kind of a thing I ambivalently accept.
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, here we go. I guess I don't feel too strongly about it.
Oh, I gotta do this guy again.
Castlevania Encore of the Night.
Encore of the Night.
It's kind of an odd name.
This is pretty much the dumbest boss I've had to fight yet. I didn't realize I could shoot him too. There's no feedback at all letting you know that you hit him, so that's why it makes it challenging.
You can't jump on his head?
Oh, I can, but it doesn't act like you hit him. It just makes a noise. He doesn't react to it.
The Wii's OS is called iOS. I was reminded of that not long ago. That's funny.
The what?
The Wii's OS is called iOS.
Oh, that's right.
What's funny is Sandy knows like the system sounds of like the Wii or the PS4 or the Switch, and like if she's like, you know, laying asleep in the other room or something, and then she hears me like back out to the Switch menu and then like, you know, navigate, you know, the clicks to navigate to, you know, shutting the system down. Like she gets up and she comes running because she's like, oh, that means he's going it up. He might do something exciting. For love of the game says, my dog is terrified of the bass from the PS1 startup.
I wonder if there's an easier way to beat this guy.
You know, I don't. You know, I think Vanessa Area might know something about getting a hold of CRT projectors. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but yeah, it's not something I've really looked into. I know that the manager of one of my local game shops has a CRT projector that he's looking to repair when he gets the chance. I think it works, but it has some problems. But I don't think it's something that you're very likely to just kind of come across, unfortunately. I'd love to, though.
I wonder if I'll only have to fight those two bosses, or if I'll have to fight them all.
DuckTales, Capcom's best 8-bit soundtrack. I mean, it'd definitely be between DuckTales and, in my opinion, Mega Man 3 over Mega Man 2.
Shoot. Come on, dig it up there.
Are you looking? Oh, you're looking to spend your 70 coins, huh?
Oh, is that? I mean, some of those have just given extra life hearts.
What's your most played PS4 game? Mine's updating the system.
It's also probably my most played Xbox One game too. This is a system updates.
Updating Xbox One takes so much longer than
Yes.
PS4 or Switch. I mean, Switch is like instant.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people always complained about updating the, like how often you had to update the PS3, and it never seemed that big of a deal to me. But it might have been in part that, you know, I played my PS3 quite a lot, so, you know, I never had to do like a big long update because it was like off for a long time. Well, I think people who play it less frequently, they always were saddled with this really long update. The Xbox One takes a really long time to update. My most played PS4 game though is probably Final Fantasy 14. I'd be surprised if it was anything else. My most played Switch game is already Animal Crossing. I don't remember.
You get to start Red. I assume this is the last boss.
Oh yeah, I don't remember if there's like another form, but it's definitely Pete.
Someone was asking what.
At him?
Yeah, I mean, I continued in it.
That's nice. It's generous.
Ooh, he does a little like scaling thing when I heard him. Someone was asking what kind of microphones we use, and
this is a Samson C02. It's like kind of a mini shotgun mic, and I think they sound pretty good. You know, for something it doesn't have to be like right up at my mouth. You know, I can be seated back from it a little bit.
I hit him twice.
Oh, we got Aaron Kelbow with $1 on Patreon. Thank you. Oh yeah, that kind of does look like the flying clown on his stomach from Mario World.
Oh, what are your thoughts on the new Paper Mario?
Oh yeah, I mean it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I only watched the trailer once, so I didn't really like soak in like, oh, what's the gameplay going to be like? I mean, Paper Mario hasn't really been good since the GameCube, so it's going to be interesting.
Sure.
To see if they can turn that around. Hopefully they will. I mean, visually it looks incredible. We got £2 from Pedro Lax.
Well, thank you.
Saying thoughts on canned systems, Sega Neptune as example.
The Neptune is the Genesis with the 32X built into it, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I mean, I can see why it never came out, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say most of the time that stuff probably didn't come out for a reason. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I'm sad we didn't get. I mean, if you were to expand that to like other types of hardware, like controllers, like I'm kind of sad that we didn't get the kidney bean B on the GameCube controller. Let's just go all kidney bean, you know. or those some of those controller attachments for the Wii, although we eventually kind of got them for the NES and Super Nintendo, which is very, very late. I saw we got $2 from Blade Blur saying he got a Neo Geo AES. I am officially crazy.
That's
well,
you definitely get one of the MVS cartridge adapters.
Yeah,
which are expensive in their own right, but that's
yeah. Our friend Joey was kind of talking me into getting an AES instead of an MVS with one of those cartridges. I forget what's the one that's like really, really good.
I don't remember what it's called.
I forget what it's called, but he almost talked me into it, but I ended up going for an MVS instead.
Did you watch? I'm not sure if Blabler watched Wrestling with Gaming's Neo Geo. I guess like documentary that he released yesterday. Very well done. If you haven't not seen it.
Craig Wan, I would. I feel like I was thinking of something that I would like to stream in October. On the Backloggery stream, we've definitely done some like small indie horror games in October on occasion. Maybe not necessarily in recent years, but we've always made a bit of an event out of October on the Backloggery streams. We always play a couple of horror games all month. I'm trying to make it a tradition to play a PS2 horror game every October. Is a tradition I want to, for specifically something that I need to mark off my backlog. So this year we'll probably
we should do like some
Hill.
like at least each do a horror themed stream this year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this year for my Backloggery October stream game, I want to do either Silent Hill 3 or Fatal Frame 2. Last year I did Fatal Frame 1.
All right, here we go. I assume this is going to be the second form. Oh, it's a dragon.
I have not tried Kulan. Of course, that's extremely expensive. Do people lend or donate equipment for us usually? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's been a while since I borrowed. Well, actually, I'm borrowing that N64 Advanced right now. Which is a more advanced RGB mod. I'm borrowing that. Although I did buy my own board for installation eventually. But yeah, sometimes that's I mean, all the things that we show off, I mean, we couldn't afford to buy all of them.
Right. I'm gonna die, aren't I? I'm having a hard time getting this pattern down. Oh, come on. Die. There it is.
Well, at least you continue on the boss.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, Pete is honestly a character I've never known a lot about. Well, we got $4.20 from Anthony Ajumelis. I don't know.
Thank you.
When you two plan on growing identical beards, we all want it. I mean, aren't our beards like identical as it is? Usually I shave a little closer for videos, but not always. I mean, Corey's scruff is like intentional.
Yeah, I never shave it all the way.
my scruff is the physical manifestation of laziness. Usually, shaving is.
How do I hit him without? I wonder if I can jump on his hands, maybe. I feel like there's got to be a way that I can hurt him without.
Is brought about because like I'm going to be shooting video. So sometimes I'll go like 2 or 3 weeks without shaving. Or since nights that I'm not using my good camera, you know, you wouldn't notice on the webcam anyway. But normally I shave like a day or 2 before like I know I'm going to shoot a video. We got another from Anthony, a Jumelis. 269 saying, "Not stumble, you cowards. I want to see my life in shaving." Well, wouldn't my life in shaving be no beard? You know, way back in the day, like way back in the day, when you kind of wanted to have
I can
like
break
a funny little
his helmet. I'm breaking his helmet.
You want to have like a funny little.
I get it now.
You want to have a funny little skit, like at the end of every video, like game stack, like not as elaborate, but you just thought like, oh, we should come up with a funny thing at the end of every video. And we just never stuck with it. But I remember I shot one where I was like in the bathroom and I had like a SCART cable.
Did we never do anything with this?
I don't think we ever used it. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, why did you have a SCART cable in the bathroom?
Well, I had a SCART cable in the bathroom and I was acting like I just finished shaving with the SCART cable. I was like, wow. RGB really is razor sharp. I don't think that actually ended up in any video though.
But it's actually shot, and then.
The clip might not even exist anymore.
Oh.
I mean, it might, but I have no clue where it is.
Oh, there we go. That's how you get them.
Wait, when it does the mosaic on his face, that's not actually hurting him?
That is hurting him. But if you want to make it so that you don't want to get hurt every time, you can just hit his helmet a whole bunch of times and it'll break it.
I see.
I'm gonna die anyways, but.
Well, you figured out the dragon's pattern pretty well.
Yeah. Commander Gray Fox is wondering what our favorite consoles are.
Well, I always say that the SNES is the most essential, but the NES is my favorite. So in other words, I would take the SNES to a desert island, but since I don't have to, I really like the NES. I think I get more mileage out of SNES games on desert island.
Pete the cat.
Wait, Pete is a cat?
Yeah.
Nah. Get out. He's definitely a dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Pete is actually a dog. But there is a Pete the cat character. Not in this, but
are there any cat characters in like the basic Mickey universe? I can't think of them.
I don't know.
Warren Oakey donated $2. Thank you. Asking old question. Did you ever clean your PSP? I made like a video on Twitter where
you cleaned it, right?
I took the PSP like since there were so many comments about the dirty PSP. I mean, it just happened to be dusty, And I just left it that way for when I was shooting the video because I thought it was so funny. I wasn't making it as like a negative commentary on the PSP or anything. I just thought it was hilarious. I made a video on Twitter where like I had the PSP, it was dusty, and I wiped it on my shirt, and then turned it around, it was clean, and then I reversed the video. So then I like wiped the dust back on it, and then like just looped. It just looped. So it was just constantly like wiping the dust on, wiping the dust off.
Come on, this is getting real old.
Minnie has a cat named Streaky. So are
Streaky?
I mean, there's like humanoid dogs and pet dogs. Like Pluto is a pet dog. Are there humanoid cats? Pluto isn't a pet, he just has no sense of decency. You know, that reminds me, I actually, yesterday in Animal Crossing...
I bet I can jump on his head now, though. I can. I knew it. I'm wasting everyone's time by screwing around like this. Look at this.
Animal Crossing yesterday.
Sorry for wasting everybody's time doing that one by one, but I could have just been damaging them the whole time.
I actually stayed around for KK's Saturday evening concert.
Mm-hmm.
Like, other than like the first time that I got credits, I actually I just never remembered to play in the evening because he's there all day on Saturday, but he doesn't actually do his concert until the evening. And I was thinking yesterday, like, KK feels real naked. Like, most characters in the game only wear pants or only wear a shirt and no pants, but KK wears neither. And for some reason, even though most characters don't wear pants anyway, like the lack of shirt just makes KK feel real naked.
Are you getting sick of Animal Crossing at all yet?
No, it's good. I mean, it feels weird to say, but it's like it's probably my game of the year so far. Like, I've enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I'll probably get my last room this week, though. So I don't know if, like, once I have that, if my interest will wane. Like, I'm way behind most people on that. But early on, I put so much money into infrastructure, like bridges and ramps and stuff, and moving houses and buildings so that my layout could be just how I wanted it. But, like, it's just the fact that you can decorate outdoors makes all the difference in the world. I mean, it really makes it much more of a town building sim. I mean, it's a big step up over the previous games, in my opinion.
Almost 11 o'clock on the dot, but we will after the credits roll, and we'll boot up and check out the new Mr. Core.
Oh yeah.
I have not logged in the PSO2 in longer than I'd like to admit. Unfortunately.
Wait, what?
Bag of Schmidt was asking how PSO2 is going. I just
you haven't played in a while.
I have not played in a while.
Warnahoki, I have not done turnips in Animal Crossing terribly much. I've only done it 2 weeks so far and didn't like make anything super crazy. I sold my turnips at 8-Bit Duke's Town last week for like maybe $3.50-ish. Not bad. But you know, I kind of made a decision that I'm like not going to do turnips that often, just because it's like I feel like the point of the game is to be a slow burn. So I thought about doing it today because I had a little more money available today, but I've not. I mean, it sounds like everyone I talk to about Animal Crossing has just millions of bells in the bank, and I'm just living. I'm living fruit day to fruit day, you know. There was a donation. We got 2 Canadian bucks from Derek Vivarios.
Thank you.
I probably butchered that. Thank you. Thoughts on 900? I guess you're saying TV line on S video versus 600 on RGB. You know, to be honest, like when people talk about line count on CRTs, it's not something I really think about a lot. I mean, S video can look really good on a PVM. I mean, regardless of the line count. I mean, I don't know. It's not something I think about a whole lot unless like you're dealing with, 480p or 720p or something. But for like, it's cool, but I mean, for anything that's 240p, like there's a difference in sharpness, sure, but it's not something that I think makes exactly a world of difference. Like if you came across a lower line count PVM, I wouldn't turn up my nose.
Yeah. You see that?
There's Circus into it at the end.
Yeah. It's like,
Dustin Kramer donated $2 and said, "Just beat the game with you. Thanks for the fun." Awesome.
All right.
So it's always fun when you know someone was playing the game along with you in the chat.
Yeah. Did you see the ending? What it was actually saying? Besides, let's go have ourselves a circus. And then you ghosts can be our guests, but remember, no booing. Oh, is that a hard lock? It is a hard lock.
I love a hard lock. That's the correct way to end a game.
Yes, indeed.
None of this saving your clear data and all that junk.
All right, so let's see. Should we? You want me to boot up the Mr. Core, the PC Engine?
The PC Engine CD?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Sure. What you want to play?
We'll see. Hang on. I don't have all my games. I mean, I have the games that I own on it and some other ones, but
okay.
We'll see.
Oh, was that the NES version of Darkwing Duck Shippy-Tina? It's a pretty good game. Or was it PC Engine? I've heard more mixed things about the PC Engine one.
All right. I gotta grab my controller. All right. Let's see what I
Mickey
got.
on the PC Engine? That's a good question. I don't know of any. You'd think there would be, but kind of don't think there is.
Wasn't that?
Oh yeah, I forgot the
Whoa.
Darkwing Duck in the Disney Afternoon Collection.
Is it? It's like it's freaking out. My
Ooh.
capture card.
What do you have? Do you have analog connected?
I do, yeah. It's interesting because it does not do that on the monitors.
Well, you should switch to the
I updated it this morning. I mean, I could use the scan doubler fix maybe.
Too Canadian. Asking, man, is it worth it to get a 900 TV line with SPGA? So you're saying it does not have RGB? I mean, if it's not expensive, I guess. I mean, I would probably get it, as long as it wasn't like hundreds of dollars or something.
I'll just run the. Should I just run the analog to the OSSC then? I can do that.
I mean, if it's like $50 or less, like, sure. Yeah, just do OSSC. I mean, that's honestly how I mostly want to use the Mister. I'm not planning to use the Mister very much with HDMI.
Well, someone said if I power cycle it, I should fix it. So let's see what happens.
$450
There it goes.
US dollars.
Now it's fine.
For a CRT that doesn't have RGB or component, no way. No way. It's a BVIA, but it caps out at S video.
All right. Actually, I have all the US games on here.
Okay. So it doesn't have the RGB. People have been making reproductions of some cards. So I don't know if that's one of the ones. Honestly, that would be a question more for Steve from Retrotech, because he has such a wider range of experience with different models and things like that than we do. I mean, when I said $50, I mean, in all honesty, a good number of my PVMs were like under $50. Because I just ended up buying them at the right place at the right time, I guess. I think the most I spent was maybe the 20L5 was probably like 300-ish plus shipping, I think. But that was several years ago, and they're definitely a lot more expensive now. So is this OSSC we're looking at now?
No. I had to reboot, and then it was fine.
Oh, so it's HD.
Yeah.
Man, we were talking with John Linneman the other day about he would send me a bunch of pictures of different Bang and Olufsen CRTs. Oh man, like, I mean, I had seen like pictures of Bang & Olufsen's before, but like I didn't realize it was like this standard thing that like almost all of them have these like cool stands that are built into them. And they're like not that, and a lot of them support 60 hertz, I guess. Like, I mean, you know, people ask us about Bang & Olufsen's all the time, but like they barely exist in North America.
So now you want to get one?
But gosh, I mean, just seeing how beautiful they were. And it sounds like some of them aren't even that expensive. At least in Europe. Like a few $100s, like maybe $200 or so for a lot of them. I'd pay that for, you know, one of those large CRTs with those awesome looking stands. Heck yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and apparently they're pretty common in Europe. If you could get one here, I would totally get one. I doubt it's, you know, I'm sure it's. I think John and Audie were describing that as more like kind of like a nice like arcade monitor as opposed to like a PVM look. Oh, but I'd love one because they're large and I like the consumer CRT look as well. You know, that's kind of like a high consumer CRT. But I love the look of consumer CRT. Sometimes that's just what you're in the mood for.
I used to have the hack of this to balance out the audio a bit more.
Say what?
The sound effects in this game are way louder than the music. And there is a version that has the music cranked up a bit more. Mm-hmm. Like it has like the music files modified.
Mm-hmm. Did they use NV Fourier for developing the score?
I have no idea. I mean, they gave it some pretty rigorous testing, but I'm not sure if they did or not. If they haven't, then I'm sure that they will extremely soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is Gate of Thunder. It's definitely not that difficult of a game, which is, I think, one of the best things about it is it can easily be one of like somebody's first shooter.
Mm-hmm. How much is it?
I don't know. I mean, I just have the disc that has Bonk's Revenge and Bonk's Adventure and Bomberman on it. I'm not sure how much it is standalone though. But I mean, even for people that are not great at shooters, I think it's a really good one to try. Because now I'm completely powered up, and once it is definitely not a difficult game. Oh, so it's like $90-some loose now. That's crazy.
So wait, what's the version that you own?
It's like a 4-in-1 disc. That has.
An official thing?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a pack-in with the Duo. That has this.
US or Japanese?
US.
So how much is that? Is that less than standalone?
I don't know. But it has, I have no idea. It has Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, and Bomberman on it, like on the same disc. But it was just a pack-in disc with the Duo.
One song goes for 110. I mean, that's a lot of games you get.
Yeah.
What was the last RGB episode we had? I mean, the last console one
It was PS2, but I mean, there's been several 300s.
There's been several other RGB episodes. Like we've always considered like the analog, you know, Super NT and Mega SG. Those are RGB videos. I think isn't the GBA consolizer considered an RGB?
Yeah,
video?
some YouTube really decided they wanted to share the GBA consolizer video. I'm not sure why, but it got like a ton of views in the last week.
Yeah, like it started spiking like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I checked the other day, and it had gained 100,000 views since it started spiking.
Yeah,
like really crazy. And there's just comments on it constantly. That video is so interesting because I feel like it may have reached an audience that is less aware of or interested in modding.
yeah,
And there's a lot of people watch it and they just don't get it.
right.
And I get it is expensive for a fully assembled unit. But I don't think the asking price of the board is. I mean, for this scene, you know, there was one comment that was I thought kind of interesting because he's like, you know, this is cool and all, but like, I just don't, you know, is there? It's just really expensive for what it is. Like, is there really that much of a market for Game Boy Advance games on HDTV? And I said no, it's not. And that's why these products are not like dirt cheap. Like, you know, it takes a certain type of person who is just really interested in that kind of hardware and that kind of mod and that kind of functionality to use your real cartridges on a real GBA on your HDTV with a Super Nintendo controller. That person is me. I don't know how many more of me there are. I'm glad it exists though, but you know, you can't sell that for $50 because you're right. It's not a massive market, but it deserves to exist and it should exist, and it is wonderful that it exists. It's my preferred way to play GBA games right now. And Game Boy Color. And frankly, original Game Boy, except for Super Game Boy stuff, which I would still prefer to play on a Super NT with a Super Game Boy 2. Oh, we got $4.99 from good old Scott Davis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, hey, dude, I record my analog or received my analog DAC today. Now I gotta wait at least a month or more for a retro access SCART cable. Any tips or thoughts from the DAC? I mean,
I'm working on a video on it.
We still need to do a video on it. We're absolutely planning to.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably just be me at this rate because I have it. I mean, I have a.
You've got better integrated than I do. I kept running into stumbling blocks setting up mine in my setup the way I wanted to because I think I was trying to do too many things with it. I was trying to run it through like a VGA matrix, and it was causing problems.
But yeah, you'll look for something on that from me. I have a pretty thorough outline of a video for it at this point.
But yeah, I mean, you know, your system has to be up to date, of course. Your Super NT and Mega SG. But it works.
Yeah, I mean, so the if you want to hook, if you have both a Super NT and a Mega SG, you can get a switcher will work, but you have to get a switcher that is passive, and you just hit the button to switch the signal to another. I mean,
right. If it's electronic in any way,
right?
It sort of
it cannot touch the signal. at all. It has to just pass it through.
Basically,
I have one that's
mechanical glitch.
right. It's like a mechanical like 1 to 2 or 2 to 1 type of mechanical switch. By the it was the company that released it is the unfortunately titled or unfortunately named Tech Hole, which I think is hilarious. Tech Hole.
But yeah, like I was trying to use like an Extron DVA switcher. That was not happening. I was so convinced it was going to work. I was just crushed when it didn't.
Absolutely crushed. I'm just seeing how far I can get on without having to continue. I mean, usually I can get to like the second to last level, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm a little out of practice. Usually I don't die until like the 4th level. As we know, that has not happened yet. This is like the most powerful weapon in the game right here.
Oh, we got the 8-bit Duke in the chat.
Oh, look at that. Just crushed him like that.
You know, he was messing around with updating his mister today, too.
Oh, yeah. And there is, I am planning a video on the Mister. I know that there is, a lot of people have been asking us for that. And this is like one of the main like last things I was waiting to come out for it.
Yeah, this core feels relatively complete on the like sprite-based console front at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not totally complete, but this was one of the last major missing ones.
You should get this though if you ever see it someplace. It is not a shooter to be afraid of. Like I think that you could probably beat it in a couple of nights of trying, if not quicker. It's not a difficult game.
Is that your bombs when that horizontal fire goes across the screen?
Yeah. Once you're fully powered up and there's no more power-ups to pick up, I mean you can't power up any further, then every power-up that you pick up just like makes that happen. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah. And once you're fully powered up, this weapon especially is pretty overpowered.
You know, I don't think that leaked Nintendo code is going to lead to I don't think it's going to lead to any sort of FPGA happening any sooner, because my understanding is that emulator authors probably aren't even going to look at it, because, you know, doing so risks the legality of their emulator.
Right.
And emulator authors want their work to be legal. ROMs is obviously another matter. But the actual emulator, in order to be a act of preservation, has to be properly reverse engineered, and you can't use, you know, proprietary code from the original source. Like if you're going to rewrite a compatible BIOS, it has to be rewritten.
You got me.
Can't just copy it or copy even bits of it. So that would actually risk the entire validity of the Mr. project.
It's like,
doesn't the first level of Lords of kind of look like this?
oh, a little bit.
Desert or...
Now that you say that, I mean, I never even made that connection, but oh shoot, I got up my speed.
I mean, in theory, I guess someone could anonymously do it, but it's still, I mean, you know, Mr. is an open source project, but every core has to meet certain criteria to be officially added to the project. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't add something that didn't meet those criteria, or that would risk, you know, its.
That's my last level.
Existence. I mean, you know, it's possible someone might do something, but then it might get shut down, and it probably won't have a positive effect on the more legitimized emulation projects out there. I mean, I know it's very enticing, but the practicalities of that having a meaningful effect on long-term preservation is very slim, I would say. You know, and unless we're talking like hundreds of years in the future. You know, and even then, who knows? Nintendo may still have a stranglehold on their on the property. You know, like Disney does now. You know, their stuff is of the age, becoming of the age where it should be becoming public domain, but it won't.
Ah, there it is. Yeah. Not bad.
I mean, yeah, that's right, Joe. I mean, you know, with any of this stuff, I mean, piracy is implicit. I mean, it's how you have to play it, basically. But at their core, these projects are, I think, about making sure that knowledge of how the hardware works preserved and perpetuated into the future. I think that's, on the face of it, what these projects are all about. Now, for the user, for the average user, yeah, it's about playing games without the hardware, about playing games without the cartridge. Maybe you own it, maybe you don't, but it's about playing them without using them. But for the actual goals of the projects, in my opinion, it is mostly about preserving that knowledge while we still have access to the original hardware to poke and prod and test and verify.
You know what's so interesting about Rondo Blood? The first time you play it, if there's no save file on your system, it forces you to watch the intro.
Oh,
You cannot skip the intro.
interesting. Right, playing games for I mean, see, that's what's so interesting to me about all the comments of like, well, just emulate. Well, it's like, okay, like for the public, the appeal of emulation is playing games for free. Okay, whatever, that's fine, but don't lose sight of the fact that that's not necessarily what the developers are about. That's not why this does not exist so you can play your games for free. This exists so that we understand this hardware, and so that your methods for playing your games for free in the future will continue to be as accurate as they can be.
Oh, there's Mr. Addons is in the chat.
Oh.
One of my favorite things ever is when I got a package from Mr. Add-ons, and the mailman was like, "You got something here from Mr. Add-ons." I mean, I'm sure that is like maybe part of the intention of the name, but the fact that it's like going over to Mr. Addon's house.
Well, there would be some good FPGA stuff in Analog Frontiers Part 3.
Exactly, Mr. Add-ons. Gilherm Sousa is saying, I just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake and was wondering if you'd recommend getting Trials of Mana as a palate cleanser before Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition comes out. And I would say 100%.
I didn't even think about how there's like it's RPG remake or remaster one after another.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we actually recorded our. I don't know when we're going to release it, but we recorded our.
I mean, if it only takes a couple of days, like a day or two for me to edit, which I think this one might, then I mean, I could just see like releasing it midweek. But
yeah,
we specifically say that like it's
uploading like to you for like 2 or 3 days, and I don't even know what's up with that. But yes, the Trials of Mana remake is great. Like
it is exactly like that's perfect. A perfect description. I mean, we say that it's like a breath of fresh air after.
Yes,
Final Fantasy VII.
It is. I mean, again, not to say anything bad about Final Fantasy VII remake, but Trials of Mana is. It's so remarkable how similar it is in a lot of ways. Like the core combat and party system is very similar in a lot of ways, except it's just it feels much more palatable to old gamers like us. This might sound crazy to say, and I did say this in our conversation. I think it might be like the best action RPG that Square Enix has made. Like just in at least in the terms of like the core combat mechanics.
Yeah. I don't feel like the story, the character design, and a lot of I mean, at least in the original.
The story and the general.
I feel the Secret is a lot better in that, and Secret is a lot better in a lot of aspects to the original, especially. I mean, we talk about that in our discussion where we said that Trials of Mana or Seiken Densetsu 3 kind of had this legendary status for a long time of like this game that we never got, and of course it's got to be like a billion times better than Secret was. But I mean, outside of the characters not getting stuck behind things all the time, I think that Secret is like a better game in just about every way.
Yeah, but
in my opinion,
if we're talking about the Trials of Mana remake, though, it certainly has its flaws, and a lot of those flaws are tied to the design of the original. But the combat feels good. It feels great. And I can't think of another Square Enix action RPG where the core combat felt so good. But that's just my opinion. It feels really fun to play. So while it is a flawed game, it's very. I would consider it a palate cleanser to the over ambitions of Final Fantasy VII Remake, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean it very much feels like a budget game, but when you compare it to the remake of Secret of Mana, it is like it is much better than that. Not that I dislike the remake of Secret. I mean, I was one of the I really enjoyed it, despite the fact that it did not look all that great. I mean, I played through the whole thing. You know, I really enjoyed it, but this is like a whole different thing. It's very clear that they took their the criticisms of Secret to heart, and really went out of their way to make something better.
And the dungeon designs are expanded over the original. I mean, the layouts aren't exactly the same, but they aren't like as massively expanded as Final Fantasy VII. So, you know, the dungeons don't drag on, and the general traversal. I missed there were 2 recent $5 donations back to back. From Daniel Alexander asking, "Hey, are you running your 4K 1080p and PVM at the same time when gaming?" Not right now exactly. I did have it set up to where the 4K and the PVMs could be used simultaneously. And then the 1080p was more of a computer monitor, so I could watch it while like recording or something like that. But I don't have it set up to game on the 1080p one, because then the 4K consoles would detect that there is a 1080p device in the chain, and it would not. They would force the consoles to not output 4K. Right now, though, and later in the year, there will be a video, an updated setup tour video for me, where I've moved all of my analog consoles upstairs. And
not like the analog, not like the analog company, but like the all systems that are actually analog
output. Correct, because by analog, the company systems are downstairs. Anything that's HDMI output, other than the OSSC, has stayed down here. So that's Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, Nintendo Switch, Super NT, Mega SG, and then my modded HDMI consoles. So high def NES, Ultra HDMI, GBA consolizer, and a extra GameCube with a Carby. That stuff I've left downstairs. So I'm kind of doing 2 separate setups right now.
Yeah, they're going to be 2 separate videos, I think, this time, because
absolutely, yeah. You're planning to do,
and I'll probably do mine. Like, I feel that I could do mine anytime now.
Potentially do that like now.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean,
you've got things pretty well set up now, I think.
yeah. I mean, I feel that I am.
I still. I mean, I don't want. Well, I wouldn't want to take away from working on Analog Frontiers, and I'm still kind of working on some tweaks to the setup. You know, working on certain episodes has helped me see some certain weaknesses in the setup, and come up with ideas for how to optimize it and improve it. And I've got things going pretty good now, but I still want to revise a few things. And then the other $5 was from Miles Kirsch.
Oh, thank you.
Great stuff. Love the knowledge you guys bring and approachable, positive demeanor. Keep up the great work. Well, that's exactly what we try to be. So thanks for seeing it that way.
See if I can free Maria.
Oh, we got a two from Blake Romo. Thank you. Saying, was watching MacGyver. What did I miss? Having fun? I mean,
I lost your camera lost signal.
Yeah, it died, I think. I mean, I could see the Mister being a bit of a MacGyver console, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Is it the new show, or is it the old show?
I didn't even know there was a new MacGyver.
There he is. It's your boy Shaft.
Y'all can almost see the sleepy puppy's eyes. She's sleepy. Just cut off.
Richter! Save your strength. Isn't that what she says? When she in the intro of Symphony of the Night, she's like, Richter! Richter, save your strength.
I really don't like the English dub that they put in this on the PSP.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see him moving his mouth, and he's like, I am Richter Belmont, and then like his mouth like keeps moving for a long time. Oh man, y'all are going fast and furious with the donations now. Can't keep up. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I think this is Broken Halo with $10. Thank you. Saying, love your content. Besides, modding is the best way to hook up an old RF only system to an upscaler still to use a VCR. Are there any good non-VCR alternatives? VCRs are still best. Any ideal models? I mean, a VCR, I would not expect to add any lag. Another option would be like a DVD recorder, where you might have like an RF input on it, and then you could output that by composite as video component. You could find a used one at a thrift store pretty easily. But I don't know if they would add some lag. I suspect they probably would. I've never tried to game off of one specifically, but I've certainly used them for sort of making VHS a little easier to capture and things like that. That's kind of the only other alternative I can really think of off the top of my head. Another alternative would be if you have a CRT that has an RF input and like a composite output. You could then like run that composite output to another CRT or a capture card or something. That's about the extent of what I can think of. I don't know if you can think of another option there.
I don't know. I missed it.
RF.
Oh,
Short,
for yeah, using VCRs. I mean, I think that's a good workaround. But
yeah, I
not...
mean, in terms of VCRs, I mean, I wouldn't
VCRs.
necessarily think there would be an ideal model per se. I mean, I would expect most of them to do that pretty similarly. It's not something I've ever really analyzed, like if one does better quality over another or something.
There's a couple of more.
And then there was $2 from Blake Romo again, saying original show, Richard Dean Anderson, all the way, man. I've actually never watched an episode of MacGyver.
Really?
No, but I know. I mean, I know the concept of MacGyver, making do. I mean, obviously, MacGyvering is like making do with, doing something crazy with some limited materials. That's a great freeze frame you got there.
I know. It's
the level.
MacGyver has one of the best theme musics.
There was $4.99 from Michael A. Thank you all so much. Saying, do you guys have daytime jobs, or is MLiG the full-time gig for you guys? Also, thoughts on the GameCube Insurrection component cables on a 4K versus the Carby. I mean, we both do freelance work as we need to. But
really, not as we need to. More like, I think that, at least me, I take any freelance that comes in. I can't say no to anything.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't think either one of us could really say no.
I don't seek out freelance work as consistently as you do.
Mm.
But I generally don't refuse when it comes up. But there have been times though where it was just like, this isn't really my area of expertise, or I seriously just don't have time right now. But I try to not refuse it, but it does get in the way of getting episodes done. I just finished a project last week that.
Yeah, but I mean, also like through all this, like there has been no freelance work essentially. At least, well, you've had some, but
for me, I've actually had several projects.
But yeah, but I've had nothing
can be
from
done very remotely anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, I quit my day job several years ago. Just, I mean, mostly because it was too stressful to do this and that, like, and to attempt to put any semblance of effort into my day job anymore. I didn't have it in me anymore. I mean, it was, it's not that, I mean, I liked the people I worked with and everything, but it's just, my other job was making stuff about video games, and it was what I was passionate about. So it's just by nature, I couldn't give all that I felt that I should give to my old job anymore. I didn't like that it had to be that way. So I had to finally give it up. So I mean, no, we do not make like a ton of money through this. It would be nice if it could be, our sole means of support, but it's certainly not there. But we do okay. We do okay enough. And certainly the streams have been a major help in that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, like how
really focus on this much more, focus on our projects much more thoroughly, frankly. And as for the if you're playing on a 4K TV, the component cables, GameCube Carby component cables versus Carby HDMI. If you're not using an OSSC, absolutely go for the Carby HDMI. If you are using an OSSC, I would recommend the component cables because you can do that 480p to 960p upscale, which I think looks amazing. But I really enjoy the Carby HDMI as well. You know, I've got both hooked up. You know, since as I said not long ago, I've changed it to where my analog consoles are upstairs, analog output, not analog the company. And my HDMI stuff is downstairs, so that's why I've got one GameCube up there and one GameCube down here. And I kind of, in a lot of ways, find it a lot easier to just like chill with a game down here as opposed to upstairs, since that's next to the office. So I've enjoyed playing GameCube games on HDMI down here with the Carby. And even though I would say I think the best visual that you can get is component through the OSSC, specifically Carby component though, because I don't fully understand how it works, but the way that that color conversion, I don't know if it's like some sort of color interpolation that is used to increase the fidelity over what is done with the official component cable, but there are small visual improvements in my opinion with the GC video analog output versus the original official component cable. So, it's a roundabout way of saying it, but if you're not using an OSSC, definitely go for the HDMI.
Now there's a couple more that popped up while you're going through the backlog there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, dang. Yes, 5 from Alexander Bruce. Thank you. Do you guys have thoughts on the handheld emulators coming out of China like the Pocket Go or the RG350? Would love to see a video on the subject one day. Well, let me real quick run upstairs and I'll show you something I got. Oh, and while I'm standing up, the next donation was from For the Love of the Game for $3, saying $3, but you have to walk like Richter in real life.
I'm gonna miss it because I'm killing fire dragons.
Hopefully that got the job
Richter,
done.
save your strength. This is a game that I am like afraid of. I feel like I would never be able to beat this game. But I know that it's all just memorization.
Hopefully that was enough walking like Richter for people. Oh yeah, I forgot that shoot it in the head.
Shoot him in the head. That's like what it says.
This would be much easier to do if my other camera still works, but
There it is. Oh, Jason Spears super chat. Okay, let me refresh here.
Oh, was there another? Was there a Jason?
Yeah, I can bring it up. Jason Spears was wondering what BVMs, PVMs do y'all own? Do you use them much? We both have several. I'm using a PVM 20L5 right now.
And that is awesome. That is my main one as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really like the PVM M2 MDU.
Right.
I've got 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
One that is used. One of them is kind of just a spare. That's not. It's in storage just in case. The other is in use. I've also got an L2, 20L2. I've got a to be honest, I can't remember the model numbers on my smaller 13-inch ones. But I mean the 20L5 is the nice one, but it's also it's gotten to be quite expensive these days. But it does support 480p, 720p, 1080i, which is nice. But I think like the M2, like the M2 MDU medical units, those are some of the best all-arounders. They don't do 480p, but they have 2 RGB/YPBPR inputs without the need for an expansion card. So that's kind of a big deal. They only one of them has outputs though, unfortunately.
Can you believe you've been gone for 2 years?
But you can use one for component and one for RGB, and that's huge.
Unfortunately for him, the boss went and opened himself a store. He's got 2 of them now. Can't wait to see that.
Here, anyway, back to the question about the
We've reached Barbados Port.
These emulation portables coming out of China. I woke up at 9:15, like what, Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. By a ring at the doorbell from FedEx delivering this.
The game shell, right?
I should wake up by 9:15 every day anyway, but it just tends to not happen.
I'm gonna blow your mind with the time I've been getting up when you're done showing this off. Yeah, we're gonna do a little video. These people sent us this thing and I thought it sounded kind of cool. Like normally we'd just like, oh, it's not something we'd be really interested in doing, but it's like this, like portable like thing, and the fun of it is that you just like you build it yourself.
Right. So it's called a game shell. It's by a company called Clockwork. It's at like their website is like clockworkpi.com, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But so at first I thought it was a Raspberry Pi, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's Raspberry Pi. But yeah, it's a kit. It comes as like a kit that you assemble. So like it's got like the screen is loose, the main board is loose, the battery's loose, the button pad is loose, the the shell. It's got an optional different back shell if you want to do some different things. I need to look into that a little more. You assemble the speaker even. I mean, yeah, but there's no. What's interesting is there's no screws.
Yeah, so there's no soldering either. It's
at least some things are still the same around here.
Say what?
And like there's no soldering either. So it's
no
like
soldering, no screws. So yeah, it's just like it's a fun little, DIY put it together project.
It just seemed like I thought it seemed like something fun that we could do like a video on, and that we both put them together and we talk about our experience of putting it together.
Yeah, and it was fun putting it together. I haven't played around with it a whole ton yet. I did. It comes with RetroArch pre-installed and a bunch of other emulators pre-installed. It's got Cave Story pre-installed, and a few other games. It's really meant like for hardcore Linux nerds who would want to maybe customize it in some way or something like that. So it's which to be fair, I'm not really going to get that involved with it. I can't make my own Linux cores or whatever. But it seems pretty neat. There is screen tearing. It's got a micro HDMI output, so I'm curious if like the screen tearing is just like something caused by the LCD screen itself, or if the screen tearing would happen on the HDMI output as well. Or if it could be something that would be improved with firmware updates. I don't know. Oh, so Duke seems to be familiar.
Yeah, there's several people. Sane Rub was saying we should check out the portable games, retro game handhelds Discord channel for lots of information. And who was it? Someone was saying, Nicholas Allen was saying, I'm working on a game for my game shell right now as I watch your stream.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean,
yeah, so I think that there's it's.
So I guess there might be sort of a bit of a community behind it. I mean, Duke, we should talk about the Clockwork Pi stuff because you might know a little bit more about, Duke says it's neat as an educational tool. I mean, it sounds like, I think that's a big part of Raspberry Pi's appeal as well. Is it's sort of this thing where you can learn some DIY stuff. Someone was asking about the scaling. Bagger Schmidt was asking about the scaling. Well, there is no scale. There doesn't need to be scaling because it says right here on the screen itself, 320 by 240 pixel LCD screen. So it's 1-to-1. It's not an amazing looking screen though. Like it's okay. The pixels, I really need to look at on my macro lens. The pixels don't look firmly defined. I don't really know how to describe it. But it does seem to be a native 320 by 240 screen. So it's a good fit for, emulation. And Cave Story for that matter. So, obviously though, with like the Super Nintendo emulation, like you're not getting like exactly the correct aspect ratio. It's skinny, but I mean, what do you expect?
Right.
This kind of thing, I wouldn't expect that necessarily. Although I need to take another look at the parts that I didn't use and the extra backing because there are supposed to be ways to affix shoulder buttons to it. Obviously, it limits what you can do with Super Nintendo without shoulder buttons.
I'll build mine with shoulder buttons. Does it seem like it was that much more difficult?
Huh?
Did it seem like it was that much more difficult to put the shoulder buttons on?
I don't know. I mean, I need to go take a look at the spare parts because
I'll do mine with that then.
Okay, yeah, but the thing is, I'm not sure if there was even another board. Like, I saw some things that looked like shoulder buttons, but I don't think I saw something that would be like a board that would actually like detect the inputs. But so I don't know if that's something you need to like make yourself or I don't know. But it's pretty neat. The buttons and D-pad do not feel amazing. But it's a fun little thing. I mean, I think I guess you feel some sort of ownership over it because you did put it together, even if it was,
Yeah. I mean,
the Lego instructions.
It's not your typical kind of I don't know, like the Bit Boy. It's like that's what I think of.
Average. Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that you built it yourself and that in theory you can like really customize it and hack it if you want. Kind of makes you maybe a little more willing to like overlook some of the downsides, but I have not used it a whole lot yet. But I did play around with it when I put it together a little bit and figured out how to load games onto it, and it's neat. It's neat. Not some amazing definitive way to play anything, but if you are interested in Linux tinkering, which, well, honestly, I'm not that interested in it myself, but could be fun to play with. I get, I don't know how to do like complex things with Linux at all. But I you know, every once in a while I work up a real urge to you know, play around with Linux a little bit. You know, I've installed it on some low power computers here and there in the past, but never really committed to it long term.
It's been a good day. Come on, let's go back to my store. You can sleep it off for tonight. And check out the rest of Hysteria in the morning.
I really need to play all the way through this version.
Well, we're here now, guys. This here's my shop. Come in and make yourselves at home.
This is the fan translation though of Ys 4. They even recorded like their own voiceovers and stuff for it, but they're done by fans.
Please open up, Mr. Goban.
Mr. Goban, he's like, ugh.
I'm sorry, I know it's early, but I heard that Adol and Dogi were back, and...
Adol and Dogi, huh? I think you just mean Adol. I get you. Hang on, I'll wake him. Hey! Adol! Adol!
Adol.
Hey, Dogi, where's Adol?
I wonder how is Polymega like close? I know that Modern Vintage Gamer has been doing some videos of the like with the what is it, like the attachments. But I wonder how close it is to like sending out to all the people that bought it.
Oh wait, is Polymega out?
No, but Modern Vintage Gamer has been doing videos. He has like a beta unit. So yeah, it's I mean it seems pretty decent from what I've seen. But it's yeah, I mean it's got to be pretty close. Whenever I say it's a beta unit, I want to say it's a beta unit, a simuloid. Just if you ever seen The Last Starfighter?
I haven't.
Okay.
I've always intended to, but I have not.
Every time I say a beta unit, I want to follow it with a simuloid.
Oh, apparently a lot of people are distraught that I've never seen The Last Starfighter. I haven't gotten around to it. It's been on my list for years and years and years, and I have not gotten around to it.
The music in that movie is so good. Also, I mean, it's just like so many of those movies from the era that just have like these great overtures. And in a weird way, the Wing Commander movie was in terms of the music was a kind of a good throwback to Last Starfighter. And the music and theme in the Wing Commander movie is like the best part of the movie. Uh-oh, did it crash out? May have crashed after that cutscene. It is one of the earliest movies with CG. I don't know if it was before or after. Tron? I don't know if it was before or after Tron. Yeah, it must have crashed. I'll try one more thing. Okay, so can I press run? Unless I pause it made it like a noise there for a second. Or maybe it was you bumping your microphone. I don't know.
Wow.
No, that's all right though. I'll pick one more thing. How about Dynastic Hero? Oh, bless you.
I'm sorry for sneezing on you. I'm sorry I sneezed.
It shouldn't be a bad ISO. It's the one that I made myself a long time ago. I've played it on real hardware. I played like a quarter of the way through the game on real hardware with a burn of that same disc. And I don't know if I played that far on the SSDS 3 though.
The Dynastic Hero. What a weird game.
It is a weird game.
It's such a weird thing this game exists. Oh, I'm sorry, Sadie.
But John Jones, the Wing Commander movie has a great soundtrack. The overture that plays, at least at the beginning, is definitely the best part of the movie. Yeah, Last Starfighter. I saw that. I saw that at the drive-in when I was a kid. Brenna, the fairy maiden, is unable to escape the marauding bands of evil beings, and Terran Castle is taken prisoner.
Yep, this is a port of Wonder Boy and Monster World. It is very strange.
Everyone's like based on bugs. They were like the human characters are bugs.
Or at least they wear bug armor. Are they bugs?
Oh, there's...
I mean, it's the same deal with all the other weird ports of like the original Wonder Boy.
Robot Dog in the chat is saying that he's the one that sent you that Link to the Past a long time ago from Japan.
Oh, thank you.
You don't need to send anything. I don't feel ripped off or anything like that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that has been sitting proudly amongst.
It was complete too, wasn't it?
Famicom games. I say what?
Was it complete?
It is.
That's cool.
And I believe it came from Super Potato. It came it came with a Super Potato bag. And that was years before we actually got to go to Super Potato.
You see the Ben Brody's donation there?
I did. I'm going to need to look up Frostman Mega Man 8 because all I remember that from that game is Dr. Light's voice and the jump, slide.
What's crazy is how expensive Mega Drive games are getting now. Like I just want like so many Mega Drive games just because of the box art is so good on them.
Okay. I'm Frostman. $2, but you have to say like Frostman from Mega Man 8. Is that accurate enough? I'm Frostman. Sandy, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What do you want? You want to play, don't you?
Oh, but the stay at the end music is the same.
Oh, the other music's different?
Yeah. I wish it was the same.
Well, is it CD music?
Yeah.
Is it
That's
Retrode?
why. Yeah, I mean that's why I wish it was like actual remixes of the original music, but it's not.
I mean, that'd be amazing.
Oh. There's another Ben Brody.
What is a Ben Brody? A miserable pile of $2.
It was not by my hand that he donated $2. To say it like. But you also got to put like a whole bunch of reverb on your voice when you say it.
Yeah. But then there's like the PSP redub. And he's like, "Oh, I was not called." Or, oh, how's I don't even remember the line. But
He can like barely get it out. He's like, "Oh, I was not called." I don't know. I don't even know what he sounds like.
I don't remember this line, but it was like, I can't remember. What he just goes, "Oh, but I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute." It's not that line. It's rewritten much more extensively. We were criticized in the Symphony of the Night video for saying that it was retranslated because people were like, "Oh, it was not retranslated. It was just rewritten from the English. It's not what they say in Japanese."
You didn't use the magic word. You forgot to use the magic word.
The magic word is miserable pile of secrets. You can say miserable pile of secrets.
Uh-oh. This disc only works on the Super CD-ROM 2. So
you didn't insert the Super CD-ROM 2 card.
So you can actually, if certain games use specific cards, you can take the BIOS from those cards and put them in the folder, in the each game folder. So it will boot from that one. So you can always keep the 3.0 as like your main one, but games that need other versions. Like it's weird that this doesn't work on the 3.0. But I'd have to. I would have to load up my card to do it. I'm gonna play a quick game of Local Girls of Hawaii. I don't even know what it is.
What is that?
I have no idea.
And then there's also Hawaiian Island Girls. Are those like sequels?
Probably.
Like,
it's interesting that they were both like released in the US, apparently.
Magical Dinosaur Tour.
I'll do.
Well, yeah, does FX Yuki work?
Let's try it. Looks like it.
8-Bit Duke says, boys, those aren't games. Maybe you need to look up what that is, not while the stream is on.
Yeah. I don't have Steam Hearts on here yet. Let's see. The only thing I have in Japan is I just have like the first 44 games that I unzipped.
Ready for adventure! $2, but you have to say it like Captain Toad!
Dang!
I expected I was going to do a better job of that than it actually came out. I apologize if that was not up to stuff.
I streamed this a long time ago, didn't I?
Say what?
I streamed this a long time ago, I think.
I don't know if it was like a long time ago, but yeah,
it's a couple of years ago at least.
It doesn't feel that long ago. I think I was at your house like right after you got it. I don't remember what the occasion was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I bet it was in 2018. I'm guessing. Yeah, the music is really, really good. Well, I mean, Josh Helmicky doesn't like it, or you're.
I assumed my ears they're bleeding was about my Captain Toad impression.
Yeah, I thought about that. But yeah, the music is excellent in this game. And there was a Dreamcast version. I don't know if the Dreamcast version is out or it was released yet.
Is it actually coded for Dreamcast, or is it like PC Engine emulation on Dreamcast?
Right. Oh, is there a new? Wait, hang on.
Is there a new
the Mister is not having the newest update. The script caused a problem. Okay, so can I update it right now? Because I can do that. Let's do it really quick. Honestly, once you get a lot of the Mister set up, it goes really, really quick. I mean, it doesn't really take any effort to like really keep it up to date.
I finally got that. It took me a while to figure it out, but I finally got that that Wi-Fi USB thing working. So that makes it a lot easier for me to update.
Oh, is this not gonna show up? Oh, there it goes.
I don't know if Coury has it on his system, but I have Shabibin Man 3 on disc. Joshua Helmke, thank you. I haven't played through it though. The only Shabibin Man that well, actually, I guess I've technically beaten 2 of them. I've beaten 2 and 0, but I've not beaten 1 and 3. But I have all of them, including that Columbus Circle Shabibin Man 0, which I understand is not constructed very well inside, but I did play it.
Interesting, like this on my screen, it's like off center. I think he said that he released some sort of update for it or something now.
I actually got Shabibin Man 3 when I was in Japan. Did it come from Super Potato or was it another store? I can't remember. I did not buy as much at Super Potato as the other stores, but I did buy a few things there I couldn't find other places. I mean, you know, people say that Super Potato is overpriced and stuff, but like, what I was looking for, I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, people say that about Akihabara in general, but like you know, we've always said that the prices were like 30% less than what you would pay on eBay anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So like maybe you could have gone to a smaller city in Japan and gotten a better deal, but like you can't import the games you would have a difficult time finding a better price. Without, in America. So if you're going to Japan and you're, like us, you didn't have the opportunity to really go far out of the Tokyo area. So what's this version of the game? I don't know much about this.
This is the arcade version.
Oh, you're playing arcade. Okay, you're not on PC. I thought you were still on PC. Is there a PC Engine version of it? I didn't think
this
so.
one, there isn't. I mean, there's New Adventure
There's several
Island.
Wonder Boy things, but not the original.
Right. This is just the arcade game. Oh, it's 12:30. I didn't even realize it. So I really quickly wanted to say that I've been going to bed like before midnight every night for like the last week, and I've been getting up at like 6:30 every day. So I mean, this is the latest I've been up in over a week now, probably. But it's kind of nice, I like getting up at that time because I am able to have some quiet time, but also just like enjoy my coffee.
I have, for whatever reason, I have not been able to get off of the old time before the time change. Like I have not been able to adjust my bedtime and wake up time for it. Like I want to because it's like lunchtime by the time that like I'm ready to do anything, Like I want to, but I've really struggled to shift that time.
Huh. Well, I mean, really what you just got to do is just like go to bed early like for a week straight, like 5 days, and then
Yeah. I might try it this week. You know, honestly, it's this stream is probably the biggest reason that I like don't push my bedtime like earlier than midnight because we always go so late.
yeah.
Backloggery stream, we usually shut it off not long after 11. You know,
Yeah.
not to say we should on this, but you know, otherwise I would probably have an easier time like being like, oh, it's okay to go bed by midnight. But I would still like sleep 8 hours. Like I have like my requirement for, you know, I thought I heard that as you got older, like you didn't need as much sleep. But for me, like the past few years, I feel like I need 8 hours even more than I used to.
Well, I mean, I
Like 7 used to be my sweet spot, and now like 7 is pretty iffy. It might be okay, it might not be okay. Like 8 hours is much safer. Like less than 7 hours though is bad for me. Like I don't feel
see.
great.
I can't even. I can't even imagine like feeling like the 7 hours. Like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep. I feel like if I get like an actual full night's sleep on the like at that same time, like I am sleeping with this much space in the bed. Like, so my kids will like a lot of times will sleep longer in the morning. Like if they end up like in bed with my wife and myself. And when that happens, that means I have like this much space. I'm like on my side on the edge. So it's like, even if I do have the opportunity to sleep longer, it's under those circumstances, and like that's not going to happen.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I guess that's why I don't. I mean, 7 hours, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's usually fine. But like, it used to be totally fine. But lately, sometimes I find when I get 7 hours, it's like, it's really on the threshold. Like, sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's not. But like, 6 hours, 6.5 hours, that's not okay. That's not okay. But you know what's the weird thing?
What's that?
I feel like when I'm traveling, I don't need quite as much sleep. Like, especially like conventions are a good example. Like, I can feel just fine with like just barely 6 hours of sleep at a convention. But if I got that at home, I wouldn't feel fine. And I think it has something to do with like the forced stimulation. And I've never been able to recreate that at home though. Like I've never been able to recreate like, I don't know if it's just like a sense of urgency that I feel like to be alert and ready to go when I'm away, that I just like, I can't force that upon myself when I don't have to. I don't know.
Right.
No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine in any sense to wake myself up. I mean, you know, if I'm out, you know, of course not right now, but you know, in normal life, if I'm out at a restaurant, you know, I'll drink a Coke that'll have caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't like write it off or anything, but like it doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't do anything.
Well,
I don't like coffee anyway.
I enjoy my coffee in the morning, and one of the reasons I like it is because I feel like it's a perfect reason just to kind of sit there and relax and just do what you want to do for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there is something nice about waking up early when you when you have to, I guess. Like, I always try to make the best of it, I guess. Like, back in the day, if I got up early enough, I could play video games for maybe 15 minutes before going to school,
Mm-hmm.
That was always like, there was always something fun about it, because it's like, you're not supposed to play video games in the morning on a weekday, but I am.
We're only doing it because you got up early.
Dude, it was kind of a good feeling.
It directly relates to, like, I mean, for me, if I played something before school, it was just like how excited I was. I mean, I specifically remember playing the first Sonic before school, like the day after it came out, and just because I was blown away by it.
Well, it didn't happen very often that I actually was ready to go with enough time to play video games in the morning, but it was always kind of a nice feeling when it did happen. And like, when I worked my job, or if I have any other reason that I have to like wake up super early, like I always go and like get like, a biscuit at Bojangles or Hardee's or whatever, just because I feel like I gotta treat myself for waking up so early, Well, that's always kind of fun, that makes you feel like it was worth getting up early. But I always drift. If I get a good morning routine, it always inevitably drifts later. I naturally want to stay up later and wake up later, even though I feel good about the productivity that I can get from waking up early. I feel good when that happens. But
yeah, I mean, I would be totally open, like if this continues, to like flipping my schedule and taking the time in the morning to do what I would normally do in the evening or at night. I'd be totally okay with that.
Okay with what?
With flipping everything and doing the stuff in the morning that I'd normally be doing at night. I think I would be totally okay with that. If everything continues the way that I'm kind of hoping that it will. And it wasn't something I intentionally went in to do. I think it was because, I just did it a couple of nights in a row, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to keep on going with this because it's kind of nice getting up, even like before anybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, you're getting to be like my dad. My dad likes anything you can get done in the morning. My dad's all about it.
Yeah, and it's nice because you do feel a lot more productive. Getting stuff done early instead of rushing to get it done before you're too tired to do it.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, now like I've stayed up to 12:40, but I'm going to still force myself to wake up in the morning to, my alarm goes off at like 6:30, so I just get up then.
I mean, I would definitely make much more of an effort to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier, but it's just like, I know, whether it's this stream or the backloggery stream, I know it's going to go late.
Yeah.
At some point, and it's going to throw it all off, so it's just like, well, I resigned myself to going to bed between 1 and 2 lately, even though I would like to turn it around. Oh, we got a last minute 74 VidGamer donation of $1.99. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys excited for Mode on Saturn and Dreamcast? I am. I most want to use it with Saturn, but I need I don't want to put it in my good Saturn. You were saying you might have maybe a spare Saturn I could use with it, maybe. I forget.
Yeah,
if you
but
had a spare
I
one.
think that I'm not sure if it's going to be I mean, the plastic around the plug has kind of broken away because the screws when you the screws around the AC power, like the the AC power, whatever it is, port it has been known to break, and it did on this
Well,
one.
you can probably get a replacement for it. I mean, it's just standard.
Yeah.
It's a standard plug.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the plastic around it, holding it in, screwing it into the body of the system. But, I mean, I'm excited about them. I mean, I hope that they have some way to. I've heard that they are looking into perhaps being able to transfer from SD card to the internal drive, and it'd be like maybe it's silly, but I think that like that's probably my biggest complaint with what I know about it so far is that if you want to add more games to it, you have to take the SSD out of it, plug it into a computer, and transfer. I wish there was just a way to leave the SSD in it, copy, like a game or two that you wanted to copy to the SSD, like put it on the SD card, put the SD card in, and transfer it to the internal drive.
Does it have Wi-Fi? I forget.
I don't think so. No. Yeah, we got another $1.99 from 74 VidGamer saying, "Same. I may buy another Saturn just to use with mode." Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking to do the same thing with GameCube. I mean, even though I've already got 2 GameCubes, I mean, it's so stupid, but it's like, well, they've both got good disk drives.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not the disk drive doesn't do anything. I mean, removing the disk drive, and you can put the disk drive back in anytime you want.
But it's just like I know it's reversible, but I still just like I want those systems to be able to still use discs without being a big hassle, to put it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be real, am I going to put it back in? Probably not.
No,
but I'll keep the drive, obviously.
Or you could keep the drive, and if you find a system with a dead drive in it, you could always just put the drive into that.
That's what I've been.
No, I'm saying you could put the GC loader into the system that has a good drive, and just put that good drive into a system with a bad drive.
Yeah, theoretically, sure, but yeah, I mean, for now, I've got 2 Dreamcasts too, and one of them has my drive in it, and the other has the GDMU, which is I don't think really going to be a major thing going forward, but I mean, I've got it. It works. I'm happy with how I've got set up, although I need to get more games on it. But
yeah,
so much more likely to use it with Saturn. I think I don't have a lot of Saturn games because they're expensive, but still, I'd like to use it with a different system.
Right. And with that, I think we're going to call it a night.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out this week.
Fussy, so.
What's that?
I said Sandy's getting fussy. She wants to play. So.
All right. Thanks, everybody who hung out and everybody who donated. It was a lot of fun. And finished the game. We played a bunch of Mister, which we haven't done on here in a while.
I nearly forgot that I ate. I don't know about you, but I ate a whole bag of spicy.
Like you finished the whole bag?
Made a lot of whoos.
I didn't realize you finished the whole bag.
Well, I finished it right away.
Oh wow, I still got some left.
I mean, I eat fast, I can't help it. I just do.
I mean, I feel like it was hotter than the other one.
It's hard to say.
But it might. Everything else probably pales in comparison to the last dab.
Different but similar, I would say.
Yeah, it's better tasting than the bomb. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Later.